On the boundary between science and Buddhism, Buddha's view of the world.
はい、どうもこんにちは。はい。前回はですね、シュレディンガーの猫、あとハイゼンベルグですね。そして最後にですね、この二人がまとまってですね。
Hello everyone. Last time I talked about Schrödinger's cat and Heisenberg, and also about Everett's infinite parallel universes. Today, let's think about the state of the universe where nothing has started, where there is no one to observe. The vacuum state, where nothing has started, is where there are all kinds of states, including dead and alive. It is the state where an infinite number of Big Bangs are going. This sounds unbelievable from the sense of this three-dimensional world. But the state where all the information is gathered is nothingness. Since it is the state where observation is impossible, Heisenberg said that it doesn't matter to know about the state of being where we don't see anything, because that's where we don't even exist. If you cannot locate a position without time and space, you cannot do observation. Without locating a position, there is nothing to be done. Only when there is a position, he said, all kinds of possibilities arise from that point of location.
生きている状態。もう、あらゆるですね、無限のビッグバンが起こり続けていて、その各世界には、もう様々な生命がいると。こういう状態が何も見てない時間だと。だけど、ハイゼンベルグはですね、何も見てない、存在もしていないそんな状況について分かっても、どうでもいいじゃないかと。その中に、一つのですね、点が生まれないと、視点がないと、何もしょうがないと。で、その点からですね、あらゆるですね、可能性がですね、生まれると。
An infinite number of possibilities can branch out from a single position, creating an infinite number of parallel worlds. This is called Everett's many worlds interpretation.
で、この中にはですね、もうあらゆる想像できるものがあると。死んでいる世界、あの世もあるし、この世もあるし。
In the parallel universe, multiverse, there are all kinds of worlds you can imagine. There is not only this world, but also the afterlife, or the world after death, hell, the fifth, sixth, and seventh dimensions, and everything else imaginable.
僕もあれば5次元も6次元も7次元もあるし、もう想像できるあらゆるものがあると。で、それをですね、計算でですね、
Here, there is nothingness and everything simultaneously. Now, can science go beyond this? Can science go beyond here? Would formulas and calculations help? Buddha Shakyamuni said no.
割り出すことはできないと。で、人間の科学はですね、ここで終わりますと、お釈迦様が言いましたと。まあ、無限の世界という粒にしてですね、それを計算で割り
Buddha
出そうとするけど、
Shakyamuni said in the Lotus Sutra, if you take the infinite world as particles and try to determine by calculation, it is impossible. Buddha told about this in the 7th chapter of the Lotus Sutra, the parable of fantastic
で
castle.
ですね、このですね、
Well, after humans were born, a mysterious question came to our mind, and it was where Buddhism began. Being born into a world, humans live in a body and have 5 senses. Wise men and scientists question, why did the Big Bang happen in the state of vacuum before the beginning of the universe? Why was the universe born out of nothingness?
だけどそれは認識もできないし、存在しているとは言えないと。だけどなんでそこにビッグバンが起きたのか。
This nothingness is nothingness, but in Schrödingerian terms, it is the state in which all things can be created. However, since it is nothingness, we cannot see it or even say that it exists. But still, the Big Bang occurred.
っていう。 で、なんでこの世界、無限の世界を生み出して言われたのような、で、そこにハイゼンベルグような一つのですね、確
After
定
the
し
Big
た、
Bang, as Heisenberg said, with location determined, all possibilities branched out from the position located, and then, as Everett said, the infinite world came to exist. This is the important point.
あの、始まりである世界が生まれるのかっていう。これですね。これがですね、始まりの問いって言って、
This question is called the question of the beginnings. Why did the Big Bang occur in an empty vacuum? And how this world come into being? Why are we made to think about the universe? It is a question for which human science will never know the answer.
質問なんですよ。ところがこれにですね、答えるのは、ここから始まるのが、お釈迦様の仏教の教えの始まりで、
Now, this is the beginning of Buddha's teachings. Tathagata Buddhas can use metaphors to describe the state of nothingness before the beginning of the universe.
このですね、宇宙が始まる前のですね、何もない状態を、例えでですね、語ることができるんですよ。例えで。で、その例えはですね、第14章の如来寿論本の中で、
Shakyamuni Buddha Tathagata used metaphors to describe the state of nothingness before the beginning of the universe. For example, in the 14th chapter of the Lotus Sutra, Lifespan of Tathagata, he talked about what he wanted to say by comparing it to himself, to other people, to everything in the human world. In this chapter, he described the state of the world before the Big Bang, nothingness.
ビッグバンが起こる前の何もない世界についてを、状態についてを話すことができるんだよって言ってますね。じゃあそれを話してる、なんでビッグバンが起こるのかですね、宇宙が始まるのかをですね、今からお話しします。
So let me tell you why the Big Bang happened, why the universe began. This is about the Buddha's Satori. Do you understand what I mean by Satori? It is knowing who you really are and understanding what a vacuum is.
とか、要するに宇宙が始まる前の何もない状態をわざわざ三次元を生み出して、その中の人間をいっぱい作って、その人たちやその生活を例えに伝えることによって、宇宙が始まるのは何もない状態になんでビッグバンが起こったのかを伝えることができると。で、その
After being enlightened, Buddha started to tell people why and how the Big Bang occurred in the vacuum. In other words, it means to create a third-dimensional world out of nothingness before the beginning of the universe, and to create a lot of people in it in order to use people and their lives as a metaphor. By using people and their lives as a metaphor, why the Big Bang occurred in the state before the beginning of the universe is possible to describe. This is the reason why this third-dimensional world was created.
伝えるために、この三次元って生まれてきてるんですよ。
In the next part of the video movie, the words of the Lotus Sutra from 23rd chapter Bodhisattva Gadgadasvara are read. In the chapter, Buddha tells you what occurred, what is occurring in the vacuum before the beginning of the universe.
はい。じゃあ宇宙が始まるシンクの前どうなってたのかを、これからお釈迦様の法華経第23章、妙法雑音でお話ししますと。